Abraham, it's very nice to have the chance to speak with you like this again. I think Scott's discussion really helped lay a basis for what I'm reaching for. I know you've said many times that, and you even sort of alluded to it today, that willpower or effort is something that we use to try to buck that current or overcome our own resistance.
To be fair, it takes some determination even to focus. In other words, there is maybe something you might call effort in looking there instead of there. We just want you to be, we think it would go better for you if you would apply your effort to understanding your vibrational basis and tending to the basis of your point of attraction rather than waiting until your point of attraction was well underway and then applying your effort. It's sort of like going down that high slide on that gunny sack. It's not a good idea to try to change directions mid-slide. Either don't go over the edge to begin with or wait till you get to the bottom and then make a new decision. But mid-slide, the momentum factor is something worth considering.
I agree, and that's very much where I'm trying to find that line and sort of marry that with grid work and...
Well, let's not make it complicated.
Right.
In other words, this is not a difficult thing. This whole subject just says, get happy and then think about stuff.
Right.
And if you can't get happy, then don't think about stuff. If you're not happy, take a nap.
Right.
Or if you're not happy, do something to get happy.
Right.
And then think about stuff.
Right. And I understand that. I guess what I'm asking is this, is in terms of finding a different vibrational place from a place of, hey, this is a fun vibrational place I'm going to, versus I don't like the way I feel.
Well, back up there and say that, finding a different vibrational place than the vibrational place I've got.
Right.
Well, good luck with that.
Exactly. Right, which I guess is...
So how can you find a different vibrational place? What if what you've been thinking about has a vibrational momentum going, what does your logic tell you must happen before a different vibrational momentum can get going?
I have to stop thinking about that.
So the train's going 180 miles an hour that way. What's going to happen before it goes 180 miles an hour that way?
It has to stop.
Preferably. It's so much better on the contents of the train.
Right.
So aren't we talking about slowing the momentum?
Yes.
So how would you slow the momentum? When you're talking about vibration, how do you slow the momentum?
Well,
there are two ways. There are two ways. Introduce resistance. Brick wall would work.
Right.
Or withdraw focus.
Right. And one of the ways that you've talked about doing that is going general.
There. In this vibrational conversation, that is the answer, going general. Because the more general you are, the less fuel you are feeding the momentum of your train.
Right. And that's something, when you introduced that idea of going general, was a big help.
Yeah, good.
And I guess I'm just looking for some fine-tuning in, I feel like...
Fine-tuning is not general.
Okay. And I think...
It's just about practicing. It's just about doing it. So pick a subject and let's go general. Pick a subject that's moving really fast in the direction that you don't want it to go, and let's slow it down.
I don't feel like I have that many, that I really have big subjects that are moving really fast in a direction I don't want to go.
Well, pick anything then. What's this conversation about? Is this conceptual?
No. I guess I've already reached a place where I'm pretty consistently in light resistance, and I want to slow that down even more. So where
well, the lighter your resistance, then the easier it is. It just gets easier and easier and easier. So, what are the general statements that you have been applying that are helping you to slow it down?
This has been getting easier. I've done a good job with this. I've always been able to figure things out. All's well. Things always work out for me.
Now, our favorite of that run was all is well, because the other statements, while they were fine and they were general, they were pointed toward your activity or your behavior. Mm-hmm. In other words, I. And so as you go even more general, making the conversation about the laws as you know them to be,
right.
Making the conversation about the concept of going general, making the conversation about the philosophy of all of this. I so appreciate what I know about law of attraction. And I really like this conversation about specifics moving faster and general moving slower. And I really like the idea of slowing down something that's moving in a direction I don't really want it to go. I like the idea of it slowing down. And I like the feeling of it beginning to move in the other direction. It's really fun to watch things shift. I'm so glad that I get to be here and focus. I so love what I'm knowing. I'm so eager to see it begin to be expressed. Now, we went general and really specific, but we went specific on a general topic, and doesn't that feel good?
Yes. One more question. I know you've mentioned before how when you focus for 17 seconds, that law of attraction responds. Where did that 17 seconds, why 17, not 16, or just out of curiosity?
Well, there was a time when it was more like 47. It's getting faster and faster as more and more focus. As the energy moves faster, here's a good way to say this. As the energy moves faster, the power of it is more. And the more powerful the momentum, the less the belief matters. In other words, it's sort of like, in a sort of awkward way, the faster the train's going, the less significant the rock wall is to it. Because if it's going fast enough, it will just blow right through the rock wall. So if you have powerful desire, and your belief is not quite in sync with it, the desire has more momentum. So when you're focused in the direction of your desire, wonderful things happen. But if you get crossways of them, then you have a sort of rough experience. You see what we're getting at? So the ideal situation is to not get too much spread between what you're asking for, what you want, and what you're believing. That really is the most comfortable ride. Deliberately bringing yourself into alignment with your desires. So now ask your question again, because we laid such a basis that the specifics of it got lost in the process.
Sure. I guess it is how to get to be 17 seconds. Why is it 17 versus 16 or 18 or 20 or...
It's becoming shorter and shorter and shorter as the energy of the planet is moving faster and faster and faster, and more consciousness is coming into alignment with the desire.
So it's essentially an indicator of how quickly the energy is moving of consciousness right now.
And here's a question we'd like to throw out to you just for fun. Will there ever be a point that there will be no time between the idea and the manifestation or the filling in of the grid? And if there were to be such a time, yes there will, if there were to be such a time, will everyone find it at the same time? No. But if there were to be such a time, what would be the result of that? Instant manifestation. Well, when you got instant manifestation going on, you want to be focused upon what you want.
Right. Absolutely.
So, bless that 17 seconds.
Absolutely. I'm a big fan. Thank you, Abraham.